Hi guys, it's Ross Jeffries. Welcome to the instructional video module for January 2009. I hope you'll forgive me for being a few days late with this. I had fighting a little bit of an illness, and then we got really obsessed with the January seminar that just completed. So I'll make up for it and make this extra special, and we'll endeavor to be on time in the future. So let's get going. The subject of this is how to transition into language patterns. Very often I get this question that, okay, I can do the walk up and I can get started talking, but it just feels awkward transitioning into patterns. How do I do it, Ross? Well, this video is going to address that question. Here's some reminders. Remember that a pattern is not just the long memorized speeches like the Discovery Channel pattern or the blowjob pattern. A pattern is any use of language that will capture and lead the imagination and emotion of women, open up the deeper levels of her mind, the third or fourth levels of her mind, and get the right brain going. So a pattern could be use of suggestive language, it could be embedded commands, questions, metaphors, jokes, etc. The other thing is, don't predict your outcome prior to experimenting. Your worries about getting caught or whether you'll feel awkward doing it may have no accurate information about what will really happen. And the other thing I want you to know is just because you're uncertain or nervous doesn't mean you're about to fail. Your uncertainty, your nervousness usually contains no information value whatsoever about what's going to happen in the outside world. It's just a report about what's going on in your own neurology. There may be no connection. So just because you're feeling nervous doesn't mean the other person isn't going to receive what you're about to do very well. You just don't know. I also want to give you this concept of gold coins, counterfeits, and fish hooks. Here's what I mean by this. Many guys think that using language patterns or using speed seduction is something they have to get away with, that they're going to get caught. Sort of like you're doing a minor crime, like picking someone's pocket or stealing their watch or maybe peeping in their window, if you hear of that persuasion. But in reality, this way of talking, this way of expressing yourself is what women hunger for. You're getting out the gold coin. Everyone else is counterfeiting with their 5 Bs. They're bullying, they're begging, they're buying, they're BSing, they're booze. You understand? The other aspect is a lot of guys' discomfort around using patterns has got to do with the fact that they wouldn't want to be talked to in this fashion. You as a guy think if someone talked to you with language patterns, you'd hit them in the face. Well, I like to use the metaphor of fishing. When you go fishing, you don't bait the hook with your favorite food. If you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, that's not what you bait your hook with, right? You bait it with what the fish likes to eat. So this is what women like. If you don't believe me, go do some research. What is the most highest selling genre of books that outsells everything else? Romance novels. Another idea I want to give you is the idea that the worst that can happen when you try this stuff is that nothing will happen. 99% of the time, if something bad does happen. Now, I'm not saying that 99% of the time something bad will happen. I didn't say that. But when something does happen, bad does happen, of that universe of bad things, 90% of the time, the worst that happens is nothing will happen. She just won't respond. Finally, I want to remind you that sometimes in life, it makes sense to be dramatic and go for a heroic breakthrough, heroic progress with fantastic marathon dedication. Other times you just want to do steady practice. Depending on where you are in your life, depending on what else is going on, one or both of these may work better for you. I recommend steady practice. Let's talk about transitioning into patterns. Here are your basic choices. You can do a demo or a quiz. You can do my twin brothers scenario, or my snack quiz, or the Blammo. An example of the snack quiz would be, hey, let's see if we're snack compatible. You like Pringles or pretzels? Answer honestly. Now, no matter what she answers, you go, damn, okay, it's 2 out of 3. How about this? Little goldfish snacks or Ritz crackers. And basically, the snack quiz just gets her talking about what she likes to snack on. Now, it's not as innocent as you might think, because actually, it's bringing up the topic of indulgence, what she likes to enjoy, what she likes to put into her mouth. See where I'm driving with it? So you could do a demo or a quiz. You could ask a seduction question. An example of a seduction question would be, when you really want to cut loose, you just indulge yourself and enjoy. What do you love to do? Or you could do a traditional memorized pattern. So basically, there are 3 places, 3 different starting positions, if you will. Here are some transition phrases to get into any of this. Any one of these 3 categories can be introduced as follows. You want to see something really cool I learned? I noticed something very interesting about you. You know what I think teaches you a lot about people? I watched the most interesting show on TV the other night. I bet I can show you something about yourself that no one else knows. So as you can see, these transition phrases can basically introduce almost anything. I also want to put the perspective out that you should be offering challenges, particularly when you're doing a demo or a quiz. I like these. These are really good. I don't know if you're X enough to really want to learn about yourself. Now, X equals whatever positive qualities she would want to live up to. One of the typical qualities that women nowadays want to think that they lead and that they show in their lives. How about open-minded, adventurous? I don't know if you're open-minded enough to really want to learn about yourself. I don't know if you're adventurous enough to really want to learn about yourself. There's another one. You know, there's something really interesting I'd like to show you about yourself, but not everyone is up to learning new things. Now, what is she going to say? I don't like learning new things. And the other thing I want you to notice is we don't tell her what that something is. We're not going to let her know up front what that something is, so she's going to get curious about it. And again, what is she going to say? No, I don't like to learn about myself. I'm a militant dumbass. I just like to have sex, smoke dope, and listen to bad rock and roll. Even if she is a dumbass, she doesn't want to admit that she's a dumbass. Let me give you a recommended product here. That would be the Gold Walk-Up DVD. Just go to speedseduction.biz/products/walkup.php. Really, it's very simple to get into patterns, to introduce patterns. All you have to do is get your ass out there and do it.